Hang on. Anyway, it's going. Hang on. All right, here we are. We're live. My name's Darin Miller. I'm with CDL University. Most people that are listening right now, they probably know who we are. They know what kind of job we do and what we do in this industry. But I'll tell you real quick right up front, for those of you that come on and you listen to this at a later date, or you come on to our Facebook, I'm sure this is going to be, it'll be posted for everybody to hear it. But at CDL University, we teach you the skills that you need to get your commercial driver's license. So if you come and you enroll in our school, you will learn how to drive a truck properly to get your CDL when you go down to you actually go to DPS to test to get your CDL Class A driver's license. Okay? Now, we also teach you more than that. We also want you to know a little bit about the industry. We want you to be able, when you show up at a job, when you get a new job, to be able to get in the truck and be able to do the things that that company hired you to do. Because that company's not going to keep you around if you don't know what they need you to do for them. And that's just typical with any job that you take or anything that you do. Okay? All right. But anyway, that's what we do here at CDL University. By the way, I really believe we're the #1 school in the country, because here's what we do. People that invest in themselves by coming to our company to get trained properly, all right, and they make that investment, we really honestly respect that investment more than anybody else doing this in business, training people that I know of. We do not have a list of people waiting to retake tests. And that's very important to us. One, that's bad for our business. Two, that shows, the reason it's bad for our business is it shows that we don't take your investment seriously. And I'm telling you right now, I've never known anybody in this business that respects clients' investment better than we do here at CDL University. I wanted to come on. I haven't done a podcast or a Facebook Live or even been on the radio for a while. I've had some things that have kept me out of the office for a while, but I want everybody to know that I'm healthy. My family's healthy. We're doing things that we need to do, and we're all getting better. So anyway, there's a lot of people that I talk to in this industry that I haven't talked to for a while, and I've missed you, and I'm glad to be back, and I want you to know that I've been thinking about you. Okay, so I'm coming on today because people need to know. They have to have the information to make good decisions. And we're here, and we really do believe this. The whole part of coming to see us, because we always say, I can't help you if I don't know you. Well, the only way I'm going to get to know you if I see you, and we have, communication to where it's personal, so I can help you fill in the blanks and fill in the areas or get over the hurdles that you're having a hard time getting over because you want to do this, but you really don't know how to do it. And you're going to invest money in it, because anything that's going to pay you back, you've got to invest in your education in it. That's just how our world is today. You have to be trained to do something that you don't know how to do, especially if you want to make a big income. And by doing what we have to offer, getting your Class A commercial driver's license, let me tell you, you will have a big income that follows your discipline, and it follows the ambition that you have to go make this happen. All right? Okay. We're going to talk today, we're going to talk a little bit about 2020. And we all know that 2020 hasn't been the most easygoing. It hadn't been the most stable. It hadn't been the most it hadn't been the best year to be excited about where all this is going and how we move forward. There's not a lot of comfort there, And there's just a lot of trepidation about what's going to happen in the future. And that's typical. This country has always weathered storms, in the 60s and other times when things have gotten a little bit political and things have gotten to where people want things to change and all that. And all I've got to say about this is nobody cares what anybody looks like. Nobody cares about anything except this. We all like good behavior, right? We just want people to treat us the way that we treat them. And everybody wants to be treated well. So let's all do that. Let's just love our neighbor and let's just treat everybody with respect. So far as the CDL industry and the trucking industry, let me tell you something. If you're looking for a stable industry to get into, to make a fantastic living, driving a truck or being in the trucking business is probably the best place you can be, because it's going to be the last industry that's affected by any kind of disaster, by any kind of political shutdown, by any kind of political movement, by any kind of economic disaster, because people have to have food, they have to have things to live, and the way they get that is a truck driver brings it to them. Okay, so let's talk about our training, because in 2020, typically the summer starts being a little bit of a slower time for CDL training schools. And I'm going to tell you right now, it hasn't been here at CDL University. Now, the government shut down their testing facilities for about a month and a half. It didn't stop us because we don't have hundreds of people coming in here every month. We have 20, 25 people coming in, and we make sure we take care of them. And by using that number of population through this, we can continue to move you through the system and keep you on the path to where you're not going to be hanging out, or you're just totally going to be dismissed and you're going to totally lose the path that you're on to better yourself in life. So we've been real good at managing that, and right now we haven't slowed down one bit. Okay, and part of that's because of our training. A big portion of it is the training. It's the way we manage that. It's the way we manage our training. But let me talk to you a little bit about the benefits of what we do here compared to all the other schools that I know. I'm going to give me a little bit of energy, because this is exciting stuff to talk about, and I'm going to have my energy to do it. Okay. That's hilarious to me. Corny things are what I'm all about. My kids, they have to laugh at it because I make them. Okay, so here we go. Look, we've been planning to do this all along ever since we opened, and it's been a big push of mine to get as much stuff as we can online. And the reason doing that is because you've always heard that repetition is the mother of learning. And I say, no, that's not true. Repetition is the mother and father of learning. That's how we learn things. That's how we create habits. That's how we actually change things in our lives that we want to do. That's how we quit bad habits. That's how we do. It's always over. It's being disciplined to do the same thing. Be repetitive with it over a period of time, and it takes care of the problem. So anyway, I've always wanted to build a structure here that people could go home at night and revisit the type of stuff that they've learned in the class, because we have a robust classroom compared to all other schools. We do. And the reason being that we do that is we want you to know what you need to do when you go to work. All right? So the deal is, we've invested a lot of time, a lot of money, a lot of energy into developing a program that benefits you to become a better truck driver. So we have a lot of information online. even when you're going through our school, the pre-trip, there's certain things that you need to know. You can go home, you can watch it every night, you can be repetitive with it, so you can do it in your sleep, and so you can be successful using that. We also have material online that literally you can go and read on your own, that you can find out anything you want to in this industry that you need to know to be a good truck driver. There's a lot of information there that if I really care about my career and I really care about being good about what I do, there's a lot of information there that's at your fingertips to where you can go read it, okay, and you can gain a ton of knowledge by doing that. There's also, we have homework assignments, and we have all kinds of things through our online experience to help you become a better truck driver. Okay, so here's the deal. You know, people are always talking about a permit class, and everybody's always saying, okay, you know what, I need a permit class, I need a permit class, I need this and that. Most schools, that's their whole classroom, is they bring you in and let you read a permit book. And then on Wednesday, they'll tell you, excuse me, on Wednesday, they'll tell you, don't come back until you have your permit. They tell you that because they can't get you in a truck without a permit. And when you enroll with us, we put you on a process that will literally walk you through, and we will literally help you get your permit. And we've done that ever since we've opened our doors. And for some reason, people really don't understand that. And they think you have to sit in a class to do this. There's not a class out there that's going to go through this information with you without reading it. And what they do is they put it back on you and they make you read it. Well, we've got a better way to do this, and we've got a structure to do this. If you're not going to enroll with us, we've got a class that you can watch, and you can get tons of information online. Go online. It costs you $120. Yeah, it does, because that instructor is a good instructor, and it's expensive to do. Everything costs money, but that's cheaper than most of these other schools. They'll charge you $500 for that, and you're not going to get any better training than what we do here. So I want you to know that it's out there. It's on cdluniversity.org. Go look at our website. We've got a great state-of-the-art website. It's when you enroll in our school, we got an intranet that we give you a password for, and all kinds of things are available for you to learn and to be good at your new career, and which is being a fantastic truck driver. Safe truck drivers make money. Unsafe truck drivers don't. Safe truck drivers are what everyone needs. And that's what they're looking for. And they pay you for it. Okay? All right. When you come and enroll with us, the way our training program is set up, and especially inside of COVID-19 parameters and beyond, because nothing's ever going to stay the same now that this has been so politically moved through the world. So people are going to change behavior, and there's got to be a way to give opportunity to change behaviors, especially when you're training people to do something different in life to make income. So the deal is that when you enroll with us, you can go online and do our classwork at home. You can get ahead and you can move through our process so that when you get into our school, okay, that everything's just a refresher for the first day, but then you're in a truck earlier and you get more driving time. And we've always been about more driving time. You know, it's funny, when we started CDL University, we were all about, you can't learn to drive a truck if you don't drive a truck. All the other schools are out there. They enroll as many people as they can in a month, and then you've got, you know, trucks cost money. So they may have 6, 7, 8 trucks out there, but they got 100 students. And then they get into a disaster because that 100 students grows to 120, grows to 150, because nobody gets more than 5 minutes a day on the backing range. And guess what? Then they got people failing tests left and right, and they're still sticking around for 2, 3, 4 months because they failed 3 tests and nobody can get them in to go retest. It's just how it is. So you really got to look at the school that you're going to, and you really got to look at the process. You don't listen to the sales guy talk about all of it. You can do some investigative work and see how people move people through it, okay? And that's the big deal. You want to get your CDL When you finish a course, you want to be able to test right then. You don't want to wait a week. You don't want to wait 2 weeks. You don't want to wait 3 weeks. And then if you fail that first test, you don't want to wait another week. You don't want to wait 2 weeks. You don't want to wait 3 weeks. And I'm telling you, that's what it is. We don't do that here. You come in, you finish our course, you finish it on a Friday. On that next, you come in Monday, we get ready for the test. On Tuesday, you take your test. If you fail that test, you take it on Thursday. And I'm just going to tell you right now, we have better than a 90% first test pass rate. And we don't have people on a third, fourth, fifth, sixth test pass list where it's all loaded up and it's all crammed, okay? We don't have that here. All right, so that's the benefits of going to our school. We take you serious. We respect you, and we respect your investment. Okay, so there's a big movement going around third-party testing. You know good and well how I feel about third-party testing. And third-party testing literally is to just get people through the system for trucking companies that right now their process is they hire somebody and they send them down. They put them in a truck with somebody and then they send them down the test. They fail the test. Then they keep going through that process and they can never get anybody passed. So they just want to do it at their own location because they don't want to do it at a standard that's safe, that the Department of Public Safety says it's safe or DOT says it's safe. They don't care about that. They don't care about it. And I can say that, and they can get on here and they can see me and they can be mean about it and say, oh, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. Come on, man. The argument that I just put forward right now, I really want you to combat it, and I really want you to give me a good reason why that's not so. You know, even the U.S. government has said third-party testing creates nothing but fraud inside of getting people tested that passing them, and they shouldn't be out on the highways. I mean, we already know that. Everybody knows this. Obviously, it's about these big trucking companies with money that are paying politicians off and that literally are moving this through. But here's what I want to tell you. It's not a bad thing to go to DPS and test. Will we third-party test? Yeah, if we're forced to do it, we'll third-party test, absolutely. But when you really look at it, and you really look at it factually, and really look that it's the best, not only for you as a CDL holder, but for the public out there, there's got to be standards that are static. There's got to be standards that you need to meet to prove that you're going to be a safe driver on the highway. There just has to be. I will tell you right now, testing at DPS right now, we feel that's much more beneficial to anybody. And by the way, the reason other companies don't want to test at DPS is because they don't train people efficiently to pass the test. That's just it. The problem with DPS not being able to get in a test, not enough time spots for people to test, has nothing to do with anything but the backlog is people can't pass the test because they're not trained appropriately. And that's just it. So we're very proud that we have such a great track record that when people that are trained at CDL University go down to DPS to get tested, they pass. They pass because they know what they're doing, because they've been trained right. It's that simple. Okay? All right. Okay, so let's talk a little bit more about this permit thing, okay? Because you know, we'll say you got to get your permit before you can start class. All right, and what we're meaning by that is you got to get your permit before you get in the truck. You got to get your permit before you can get in the truck with a licensed instructor or a licensed driver, no matter where you go in this country. There's nothing that's abnormal about that, and there's nothing that should be shocking about that. Nothing. It's shocking that people don't understand that. That's what is shocking. You know, we'll get calls, and everybody does it at every school. They get calls from people that want to get their CDL and don't even have a Class D driver's license. That's shocking. I mean, how are you going to drive a big truck if you can't even drive a car or not even licensed to drive a car? I mean, that doesn't work at all. So you have to have a Class D to even think about getting a Class A, okay, CDL, a driver's license. Okay, so here's the thing about getting the permit, okay? Getting the permit is the most important first step that you can do. We don't teach an in-house permit class. In other words, let me say this. We don't bring you into our school on the first day, waste 3 days reading the permit book to you. That does no one any good at all. That is a massive ripoff. That is absolutely disrespect to anybody if anybody does that to you. It is. All right? When you enroll with us, we're going to walk with you through. We're going to give you the information you need. We're going to tutor you through the process of what information you need to know, what's important, and we're going to tell you how to learn this information so that you know the information so that you can pass the permit test. Now, you're already enrolled with us, okay? You're not physically in a classroom on the location, but online it's all there, and you can even call us for personal one-on-one tutoring. That's always been there. And the thing is that we've already taken your investment seriously even before you physically showed up to our school and sat in a classroom. We have tons of help for you to do this properly. And we have a professional and a foolproof way to get you through the process of getting your permit. You just have to work with us. So then when you start our class, okay, we'll already be prepared to start working on the pre-trip, and you're going to get in a truck a lot quicker, and instead of 2.5 weeks of drive time, you're going to get a full 3.5 weeks of drive time. Plus, you're going to have all kinds of knowledge about the trucking industry and about driving a truck in our classroom work and our online work that you'll ever get anywhere else. All right? So the thing, what I'm telling you is exactly how I open this, that we care about your investment. We go above and beyond any other school that I know to help you be successful. Okay? All right. The next point that I have here for me to talk about today says enrolling means you're investing in your future. So you pay up on enrollment. Absolutely you do. A college university, they won't let you in school. You just don't show up and start attending their classes without them having their class paid for. Whether it's tuition, whether it's student aid, whether it's this, whether it's that, or whatever. Believe me, brothers and sisters, believe me, they're not going to let you step in that classroom until they know they got their money for it. I don't care what anybody says. If it's a grant, if it's this or that, they're going to make sure it's all in place that they're going to get paid for before they even start, because that's what they sell. What they're selling is the knowledge for you to be able to do that. This is what we do here, but we even do better than that. We give you the knowledge, the textbook knowledge, and we also give you the physical training. All right? And I'm not going to send you down there to go take your test at DPS if I'm not 100% sure that you're going to be able to do this. I'd be foolish, man. I'd be a fool to do that. And you know I would be. You know I would be. All right? I want you to be happy. I do. I really do. All right. All right. Okay. Look, if you're interested at all, even a little bitty bit, if you're a little bit interested in it, the best thing you can do is come see us. We're at 2120 South Prospect Avenue. Now let me tell you where that is. Okay. If I go right downtown Oklahoma City, and I'm going to take I-35 straight over to Norman, okay? So I'm right downtown. I'm going to get on I-35 and go to Norman, okay? I'm only going to go about 2 miles, and I'm going to get off on Southeast 25th Street exit. And I'm going to come over to the East Side Access Road, and you can't miss me. You can't. Okay, I'm going to be right there. All right, and I want you to come and talk, because the goal is, when you come in here, the goal is that you'll leave here knowing everything you need to know about how it works and the processes that you have to go through to get a Class A commercial driver's license. Okay? And I'm not gonna twist your arm. I'm telling you, we don't do that here. I'm not gonna do that. I want you to go home. I want you to figure out if this is what you want to do, because the clientele here is really good at CDL University. You're going to be in a little classroom, and let's talk about that classroom. And I was going to say this earlier. We are the home of small class sizes. We put that in design when we started this school. All right? And once we got going and we started being successful right out of the gate, everybody else that competes with us started saying they have small class sizes. They even changed their websites. They changed everything to pattern it look like small class size, just like us. I'm telling you, that's all phony bull crap. Because you go to their school, they don't do anything different. They don't do a dadgum thing different. All right? We do what we say here at CDL University. All right? We do. So the small class sizes, that's extremely, extremely important. It gives you the ability to do the things that you need to do. It puts you in that driver's seat to be able to do the things that you need to do to be successful, to get your CDL. All right. All right. All my people that have graduated out there from CDL University, this message is to you. One, we love you. We appreciate you. You know good and well what I said today, that we really do respect you. We respect, we respect you enough to give the best that we can as human beings to you when you come here. But there are people out there that still have the learning materials, of our learning materials, and if you have them, if you wouldn't mind putting them in the mail to us or turning them to us, it would be very helpful. We spend a lot of money on that material, so that it's helpful to you, and we put it in a format that it's extremely helpful to you. And so if you still have materials out there, like CDL, like your permit books and things like that, get them back to us if you can. We'd really appreciate it. Okay, so hey Ryan, I see you here on the message board. Thank you very much for commenting on that. I'll tell you what, give me a call and we'll talk about this. You can call me at 405-702-4333. I'd really love to talk to you about this, because if you need help, we really want to get you help. We really do that. Let's talk a little bit about job placement, and let's talk a little bit about how that really works. And I'm going to tell you how it works. And there's a school that for years have been saying that they guarantee job placement for life. That's the biggest lie. Nobody can ever guarantee anybody a job placement. They can't. That's like, people, can you promise me a job? No, I can't even promise myself a job. I go into an interview and I say something stupid, and guess what? I blow that job for me. I can't even guarantee myself a job, all right? The way this works is, on job placement, is this. You only know of companies out there because you don't have enough resources to sit there and say, are they hiring today? You don't have enough resources to see how many people that they laid off on COVID-19. You're never going to know who needs a new truck driver at this point. You never are. I do know this, the job placement thing, and anybody says that, they've got a contract with some kind of company, a big company out there that they funnel drivers through, okay? The only way that's going to happen is if your background meets their criteria, and that's it. So the other thing about, can you promise me a job? Well, I don't, I'd have to spend so much money into resources to knowing what everybody's requirements on background, what everybody's requirements are for this, and what everybody's requirements are for that. And the reality is, I can send you somewhere to a job, and guess what? If you go through their orientation and they don't want you there in the orientation, they're not giving you the job, they're sending you home. What we do that affects job placement is we train you well enough to when you show up to an orientation at a company, you're going to know what to do. And I know that's a fact because we have about 5% of our population that come through here, the students that graduate, they want to go over the road. And when they do, they always call back and say they're the only one there in that orientation that knows everything to do. And they've literally had comments on it from the people that have hired them. So here's the deal. I'm just telling you the truth. That's the truth. If somebody tells you they have a job placement program, run from it. And I'll tell you why. Because they're going to sign you up in a contract that you're going to be there for a year. They're going to pay you low wages because they can, because you signed a contract. You can't go drive for anybody else. And they're going to can you at the end of the year because that's how they keep their wages low on that portion of the population that they hire. And, am I going to make enemies in the trucking industry by saying this? Maybe, probably, but you know what, guys? Everybody knows what I'm saying is the truth. They know it's the truth. All right? So anyway, great message, Ryan. You're a great guy. Give me a call personally, and we'll figure out what we need to do. Okay? But anyway, all right. Thanks for everybody that viewed this and everybody that's seen this, and the people that that haven't seen it yet. Because tell your friends, tell your neighbors. This is a great industry. It's a great trade to be in. I'll tell you this. In all my experience in life and all the things that I've done, this is, when you talk about career, an industry where you can have a career, this is the best industry that offers careers like you couldn't believe. Okay? All right, Darin Miller, CDL University. Hit us on our web at cdluniversity.org. All right? And, go to our Facebook, CDL University. Facebook's great. Facebook, entertaining. There's a lot of good stuff on there you can see. Look at, message me. I'd love to hear from you. I really honestly would. We love people here. We care about people. And if you don't believe us, read what people say about us. But anyway, call us, 405-702-4333. We're going to ask you to come in. We want to know who you are. We want to be able to help you. Everybody's different. Your background's different. Your situation is different in life. But if we can get through hurdles with you, we'll be more than willing and really heartfelt, willing to help you achieve what you want to in this industry. Have a very blessed day. It's been really fun, coming back on and talking. I like to talk a little bit. But anyway, CDL University, we're here to help you. And the best slogan we have is, we can't help you if we don't know you. Come see us.